What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel again. We got another mod in the mail, so I'm going to make a video putting that in. Real simple mod. Should allow more airflow into the bike, and potentially with more fuel from the Powertronics ECU unit, we should make a little bit more power. So I'm going to throw this thing in here and see if it makes any difference, but here it is. That's the Coober Airbox Lid. It has a foam filter element built into it. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to replace the stock airbox lid with this, and then that way, instead of the air just coming in through a tiny snorkel at the bottom of the airbox, it's going to have two passages. It can come in through the bottom, and it can also come in through the top. So this adds a little more airflow, and like I said, potentially make a little bit more power. I don't know if I would recommend doing this mod without having an ECU, because you could potentially run a little bit too lean. But I mean, it's totally up to you what you do with your bike. I have read some things that people have done decap pipes and this mod in the past without having an ECU module and didn't have any significant problems. But in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, I just don't recommend it. The ECU might not be able to make enough adjustment to keep the bike from running too lean. And when you run too lean, the bike runs hotter and potentially you could damage your engine permanently. So I advise against it. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and take these 6 screws off the airbox lid here and put this thing on, and then I'll fire it up and we'll see if there's any noticeable sound difference. There should be some audible difference in the induction noise of the engine. If you've ever thrown an open element filter onto your car, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So let me go ahead and unbolt this, get the new one on, and then we'll fire it up and see if we hear any difference. Alright, so there she is, all buttoned up. A little bit of problem that I ran into is make sure that when you're bolting this back in that you do like this corner, and then this corner, and then like the other corner, then that corner, and so on. Do it in a crisscross pattern, because I did have a little bit of issue where the fitment was tight. So if you clamp down, say like this side first, and then you try to go over here, it might not give you enough pull towards this direction to get the bolts all the way in. So I would advise doing a crisscross pattern, just something a little simple like that. Other than that, make sure that the foam is fully seated into the box before you bolt it down too. The foam's a little bit oversized, so it has the potential to pinch up against the box on the edges there. And also, what I went ahead and did before we fire this up is I attached my little my so-called good mic to my phone here to see if we can get a little bit better sound. So let me cut the video real quick. I'm going to open the garage and then we'll fire it up. You can definitely feel a little bit more air being pulled in. So the audio with the microphone got damaged for some reason. It doesn't really work all that well, so I'm going to replace it with recording this with just my phone without the microphone attached and see if it works. Alright guys, what do you think? Did you hear the induction noise? I certainly did in person. I'm not sure how well the mic picked it up. I'd probably use headphones while you're watching that. Might get a little bit better sound than your standard speakers. Other than that, that's going to do it for this video. I definitely could smell the added fuel from the Powertronics on startup. And when I was revving it, you could see a little bit of the extra soot come out of the exhaust, probably from the last ride. So I can tell that it's doing its job. It idled smooth. Everything seemed perfect. So I'm pretty happy with it. The induction noise sounds sweet. probably later on today, I'll take it out for a test ride. Or what I might do is I might wait till tomorrow. I do kind of want to compare it before I put the next mod on, because my next mod actually shows up tomorrow. Shout out to Jacob Ray. I know he's subscribed to the channel specifically for the Powertronic install, but I was speaking with him the other night on Facebook, and he hooked me up with a deal on a Competition Works Mini Cat delete pipe, which is going to get rid of this little unit right here. So just that top, that's your catalytic converter. That right there is not a cat. That is your pre-silencer. I wanted to keep that in place because I feel like a full delete of both of those things has potentially, it's going to potentially make my bike a little too loud for my taste. It's already pretty loud as it is with just the Alpha slip-on, but doing the decat should allow for us to get a little more bump and power as well. After that, I think the power mods are pretty much covered, aside from doing like bigger things like, you know, I know there's places that have like bigger injector kits. I don't know if there's any like performance mods as far as cams or any of that kind of stuff goes. I'm not going to go that route. I just want to do the basic power mods for this bike. And then after that, what we're going to end up doing is re-gearing. I want to go to either a 16 tooth on the front or a 42, yeah, a 42 tooth on the rear, just to give me a little more legs on the highway. It should bring the revs down, calm the revs down a little bit while I'm on the highway, because I do a lot of highway riding with this bike. It takes me from where I live to where I work, and that's like 90% highway, and my round trip is 54 miles. I would say a good at least 45 of that is on the highway per day when I go to work. Right now, the coronavirus is preventing, obviously, a lot of people from going to work, including myself. I'm teleworking from home for now, so that's why I'm doing a lot of mods on the bike while I can. Got some downtime with it, keeping myself occupied. So other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, give me a like, leave a comment also if you would, and I'll see you guys in the next one.